All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new DC update. And we're going to take a look at a couple of interesting things today. So first, the big news that's still getting spread around is when is the Superman trailer going to get released? And there has been some more clarification on this due to an interview with Collider. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to look at the promo that James Gunn posted in regards to Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm going to point something out in regards to what he said with that post, which is pointing to what the DCU is going to be like and where we're headed. And we've got a couple of other things to look at as well. So let's get started. So first up, we hear where James Gunn did confirm that there are plans for Deathstroke to be in the DCU. Someone asked, was curious, do you have ideas for how Deathstroke could potentially work in the DCU? Are there plans for him at all? And he said yes and yes. So I think this goes without saying because they were talking about doing a Deathstroke and Bane movie that he has not refuted. And so that has been toyed around with. We should hopefully get more clarification on this in the future. But just keep in mind, I'm going to show you guys something here today that we may not get far past Superman if Superman does not do well. Now, on the last video, I talked about how they were going to do a Sergeant Rock movie, and they did confirm that James Gunn and DC Studios are bullish on the script of Sergeant Rock from Justin Kurtzek. I don't know how you say his name. That's a weird last name. But this is coming from Variety.com, and so this is something that is definitely in the works. And again, I don't know why they're doing this character, but it's just bizarre. Now, he has been part of Creature Commandos. That could be where this is coming from, but James Gunn is just doing whatever's going on in his head right now. Now, this is some pretty crazy stuff. I picked this from Sil Abdul, but I saw a lot of posts on this that they are putting up the Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice Batman outfit up for sale. And you could see that they expect it to go for $60,000 to $120,000, and the starting bid is going to be $50,000. That would be amazing. If somebody wants to purchase this and give it to me, I will gladly take it. Now, this is something. I haven't been able to confirm this yet, but I certainly hope this is true. James Gunn said that the DCU won't go into science or politics. He said that it will be 8 to 10 years of films about love. Now, I don't know about the whole love thing. That seems like kind of a weird statement, but I would like these movies to stay out of science and politics because that's not, we don't need to be preached to. We're going to get an escape from the real world, and that's what these movies should be. But 8 to 10 years of films about love, that's kind of an odd statement. So here we go. Here is the thought on the Superman trailer. Some people think that James Gunn is going to drop the Superman trailer on December 15th, which would be the 46th anniversary of Superman the movie being released in the United States. Now, it did release a few days earlier in some other countries, but in the U.S., it did release on December 15th. I believe that this is very viable. James Gunn likes to take things and make them into other things, and I would not be surprised if he did this. In fact, I think this is the most viable option out of all of the ones that we've heard. And according to a Collider interview, they did hint at the trailer coming out sometime in mid-December. And this would make sense. And this would be shortly after like the 4th episode of Creature Commandos. So there would still be 3 episodes to go. But there's also some rumors today that James Gunn wants to show it to the press first, which I think is an odd choice. I don't know why you would do that. They're not the ones that pay for the tickets. It's the general audience. But this trailer has got to be something else. And we're going to look at something that Variety said in regards to the Superman movie that's coming out from James Gunn here in just a minute. Now this, I have to highlight this. Every once in a while, I'm going to start highlighting some comments that are in my comment section, and I thought this was brilliant. At 91 Moon Knight said, James Gunn's DC is about to be a parody of what people who don't read comics think DC is. And I think this is brilliant. I think that about sums it up. And that's what I feel about James Gunn stuff. He just does weird stuff that's not really about what they are, but what some people might think they are about. And this is just a brilliant statement. So nice job. Now, I don't know what quote. This is from Bach, somebody named Bach, okay? This is coming from Variety, so this is real. This person said, I don't think you can stress enough how important Superman is for the entire DC universe. This probably has to open with $100 million domestically, something DC hasn't been able to pull off in quite a long time. Aside from 2020's The Batman, which, like Joker Folie à Deux, was produced outside the DCU. Warner Brothers and DC Films are really going to be at a turning point if Superman does not succeed. They will have to make some big decisions. And I agree with this. I think this is the single most important film that Warner Brothers has had to produce in regards to DC Comics in general, out of everything. So much is riding on this. David Zaslav came in, made some promises to the fans, didn't fulfill those promises, handed the keys of the kingdom over to this guy who said superheroes are the most ridiculous thing ever. He loved them as a kid, but now realizes they're the most ridiculous thing ever. And they handed the keys to the kingdom to that individual, who is now doing a bunch of weird side projects that nobody cares about, nobody asked for. And so, yeah, this Superman film has to hit it out of the park. It can't just make $400 or $500 million. It has to be a huge, huge hit, and that won't make it happen. It's also been confirmed that the Flash director Andy Muschietti has once again been confirmed to helm DC Studios' The Brave and the Bold. And we're going to be talking more about Batman here at the end, because there was a very surprising update on the Batman Part 2, and I'm going to keep sounding off the alarm in regards to the Batman universe here in just a few minutes. Aaron Pierre is sworn to secrecy on Lantern's John Stewart, but says, I will do my best to serve this character. So he did an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, and I'm telling you, if you guys have not seen Rebel Ridge on Netflix, go check it out. This guy should be awesome in this role. I really hope he does take it seriously, and if the script is not becoming of the character, I hope people will stand up and say something. So here's what James Gunn posted in regards to Creature Commandos, and these are his own words. And again, I want you to see how he promotes his stuff versus how he would promote something like the Penguin. His question is, who needs heroes when you've got monsters? That tells you all you need to know about James Gunn. He thinks heroes are ridiculous. He's more interested in the monsters. He said, stream the 2-episode premiere of the new DC Studios and Max original series, Creature Commandos, December 5th, exclusively on Stream on Max. All right, so it is coming, guys. I will be there to review this as soon as it gets released. I hope it's good, but I'm not holding my breath. So here we go. Here's the big danger in with what's going on with James Gunn right now in the DCU. Somebody asked, will Matt Reeves' The Batman 2 shoot next year? And this comes from the Hollywood Reporter. There is a hope that this will happen, but nothing is close to being planned. Think about that, guys. I think we are getting, there's been too many years in between the first and the second episode, or the second movie now, that if they go much longer, they're going to end up wrapping it up. I still fully believe, and this is what I believe. I don't know that this is happening for sure, but I have a feeling James Gunn is trying to wait them out to get them all to just walk away and be done with it. I still believe that James Gunn only wants his stuff going. Again, if he was true about what he said about canon on his Threads post the other day, we'd still have all this stuff in full force. But I do believe that the Batman 2 will probably be it, and if it does end up getting made, that Part 3 will never happen, because James Gunn wants his Batman film to come out about a year after the Batman 2, and they're not doing anything in regards to Batman in the DCU. And I think that so much is riding on Superman that we're not going to see a lot of movement on anything else until Superman gets released in July of this coming year. And so we're about 7-8 months away now, and that film is going to tell you a lot about what DC is going to do next, or I should say Warner Brothers is going to do next outside of DC Studios. They're going to have some decisions they're going to have to make, and there was always that rumor that Reeves' universe was the plan if James Gunn does not succeed with his Superman film. And I think it's going to be so weird that I just don't see how the Superman film is going to succeed. And I'm going to talk about my feelings on this because somebody had made a comment in my section the other day that they just expect I'm going to bash it when it comes out just because I'm talking bad about James Gunn all the time. But I've discussed that many times on my channel that I can always take the director and the studio out of it when I go view a project, and I will review it on the merits on its own. And you can see that through my Guardians of the Galaxy 3 review, and you can also see it when the Willy Wonka movie came out last year and how much I like that, and that was done by Warner Brothers. So I'm always honest with whatever the project is. Regardless of what I say here, I've never said that I want the DCU to fail or that I want Superman to fail. I just don't see how they can succeed. All right, guys, so there you have it. What do you think about the trailer getting released on the 15th of December? What do you think about Creature Commandos coming out and the messaging from James Gunn at this stage? And what do you think is going to happen with the Batman universe? I just think James Gunn wants to cancel everything and only have his stuff going. He talked it up back when The Flash came out about how awesome, the multiverse is and how it allows for all these different stories to be told, but he doesn't want to utilize it. Since then, everything around DC has been canceled, and they're only moving forward with his stuff. And so we're going to see coming up how that's going to play out. Now, I want to address something in regards to Green Lantern. I made a comment in my last video, and I stand by it because I was there when the movie came out, and I saw the social media reaction. So when the Green Lantern movie came out, the biggest backlash for that was that it didn't spend enough time in space, that too much of it took place on Earth. That's what the social media was talking about. That was the complaint of everybody back when that movie came out, okay? And like I said, the Lantern show is going to be taking place on Earth. Not the best place for a Green Lantern story. I'm sorry. No matter what you say, this needs to be something that is partially rooted in space. Again, I just don't think Warner Brothers has a lot of money, and they're doing things the cheapest way possible. So they're going to make the most grounded Green Lantern series they can make. And I'm hoping they don't start filming Green Lantern until after Superman comes out so that they can see if they're even going to move forward with this universe or not. But there's also a good possibility that those things are so far into production that they may move forward with them and that they'll just have to cut their losses and kind of do what they did at the end of the DCU and just let those things fail and be done with it. But we'll see when Superman gets released. All right, guys, I'm going to be going to see Gladiator 2 tonight. I will have my review up as soon as I get back, and we will see you on the next video.